It's early in the morning and this room is a mess. I can't find no
Hello, welcome to
magic
episode
today.
26 of Nicole O's World Podcast. I am your host, Nicole. Welcome to new and returning viewers. Thank you so much if you're a new viewer for checking me out, and thank you so much for coming back another week if you're a returning viewer. Today is April the 10th, 2014. I know you're wondering I didn't record last week. I'm okay. For those that ask, I'm okay. Nothing was wrong with me. Just some things came up. I did record a video. However, I messed it up. You got the beginning and you got the end of me talking about something and then nothing else. So I'm recording this week. That's okay because that gives me a little bit more to talk with y'all about. So I hope you had a good week that was and a good week that is. We have the words, Nicole. We have some knitting. We have some crocheting. And I have something that I want to talk to y'all about. First of all, I've done this in the past and I'm trying to get back to it. Some recommendations, some podcast recommendations. I believe I recommended to y'all to check out the Pen Hook Needles podcast last week. Yes, I did. There's a podcast that is new to me that I want to recommend to y'all. It is called the Crochet Podcast, BRO CHET podcast, and it's hosted by Lucas. It does have a rap group. Let me see if I can find it here. That way I'm not misspelling it for y'all. It is a podcast. It's found on YouTube. It is not on iTunes. But let me see here. I'm going through my list. I know it is on here. And if you guys notice, I'm going to be chatting here till I find it. If you guys notice, I'm in a different location this time around. I am actually in my patio. Forgive me if it looks disarrayed. We're currently getting everything situated for spring. And basically during the winter, this is where we store the outside yard stuff. Alright, here it is. Got it. Alright, it is called The Brochette. BROCHET podcast. It is hosted by Lucas. He's also known as Celtic Lucas. And he currently has 6 episodes in his podcast. He has just recently learned to knit. He's wanting to make a pair of socks. I would highly recommend checking him out. As you know, I'm a big supporter of men in the crafting world and in the fiber related world. So you guys know I'm a big fan of that. Check him out. He, I believe, is in Georgia, I want to say. I could be wrong. But check it out. Big shout outs to him. He just recently, in the last couple podcasts, was talking about his crochet cotton that he bought. And I follow him on Instagram as well. And I said to him, I go, it's addicting. Crochet cotton is addicting. You can make more than just dishcloths with it. You can make more than just scrubbies. I've made market tote bags just to carry around. I've made doilies out of them. Excuse me, you can do all kinds of things. Diet sweet tea is what I'm drinking today. But anyways, check out his podcast. It's a new podcast. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. I just love it. Another podcast is called Fibertown with an E, Fibre Town. It's hosted by Emily. She's also known as Chain of Fools. Oh, she's such a sweetie. Such a sweetheart. She does weaving, spinning, crocheting, knitting, dyeing. That's 3. And if I let him inside, he's going to want to come back out here. So that's another good podcast to check out. All right. As far as administrati goes, I will talk about that later. That is a later to talk about because it's something I want to talk about. Before I get into the knitting, Marlisha and Talia, I know you guys mentioned on one of your podcasts about my sweater. I know when I took a picture of it, the camera didn't pick it up because it was laying flat. Maybe I should have laid it on something white, but it's actually, the colorway is purple print 202. It's 202. It's purple print. It's Venice Choice. And I do have to say, I've worn this tons since I made it. It doesn't feel plasticky at all, and it's very, very warm. You can kind of see it good out here. Let me see if I can. Here's an up close picture of it. I hope it's picking up, the color is picking up better. It's just like it fades from like one color kind of into another. And when I will go from a new ball from one skein, like a skein that was running out, to a new skein, I didn't try and match it up. I just went with it because I just love how it came up. Alright, so let's get into the knitting and crocheting. I brought all my stuff out in my I Love America big bag. Alright. Finished objects. I actually kind of have one. There goes my phone. It can stay there. It's actually a prototype. I was talking with Marlisha and I posted my last podcast about, I knit up, it was called Easy as Pie dishcloth. I didn't find a crocheted version. I tried making one, and it's just a prototype, so I didn't write a pattern down, but this is how it came up. Very open to pointers and suggestions about it. Now, I have recently used the dishcloth that I knit up, the Easy as Pie one, and it dramatically stretches out once it's wet. So this was just a prototype. I wanted to show you guys. I know it could almost fit as a hat if I kept going, but I'm going to use it as a dishcloth. Other than that, no finished objects. What am I pulling out here? Oh, okay, we'll start with this. In my Cloud Dreaming bag, it is my Hawaiian friendship sweater. And it is a pattern by Mel Ski from the Single Handed Knits podcast. And it is a paid for pattern, and I will say so far I love it. Here is what it looks like when it's finished. And I have made a lot of progress since y'all seen it. You're going to be shocked. I am knitting it up with Caron 1-pounder skein of yarn. They're 1-pounder in the sky blue colorway. This is just my 40-inch cable from my interchangeable knit picks that when I need to try it on, it goes on here. Comes in quite handy. But let's see here. I'm actually in the middle of a row, but I have my little socks on so it won't come off. Here is what it looks like. Yay! I bound off for the sleeves. Let's see here. This is the back. This is the front. Okay, this is the front of the sweater. So this is what it looks like so far. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a row. I was falling asleep last night, so I kind of just stopped in the middle of a row. But this is the progress I made on it. It is coming along beautifully. I'm afraid, though, when it's obviously going to be too warm out by the time I finish it to wear it, but that's okay. It's still cool. It is very much cool here yet where I'm at. It's like 60 out, or 50 something out, but it is cool. Alright, let's put that away. As I said, it is a fun knit. I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is progressing quickly. What else do I got in my bag of goodies? That's to be talked about later. Oh, here we go, in my quad bag. As you guys, oh no, that's to be talked about in another segment. Alright. We'll talk about my Swing Away tank written up by Marley Bird. It is in the April-May issue of Crochet Today. And it's a good thing I'm bringing it up because I am having a problem with it. If you guys are wondering what it looks like, this is what it looks like. And it calls for Red Heart Soft Yarn, but I am using Red Heart Super Saver in the Turquoise colorway. I am on the bust shaping, and I am completely stuck. Here's how far I've gotten. And if you're wondering why I have this big old long tail here, yeah, I'm stuck. Any of y'all that watch this that crochet and you subscribe to the Crochet Today magazine, Marlisha, I know you have it. Maybe you could help me. I am stuck on the bust shaping, and I'm not giving anything in the pattern away, but just to let you know, I am on row 22 through 24. I am stuck on it. I'm not understanding it. Maybe one of y'all that have this issue of it could help me out. Marlisha, maybe you could help me out with this. Here's the picture of it. It's on page 46. And again, it's rows 22 through 24. I am stuck on the bust shaping. I'm not understanding it. I don't know why. Maybe you can help me figure it out. Because I'd really like to do it. I'd hate to frog it. I'm sure it's probably something so simple that I'm missing. But that's the progress on that. Another thing, and it's my last thing, it doesn't really look like too much progress got made on it, but my vanilla latte socks, here's where I am on them. I did the fish lips kiss. I didn't do the heel that was called for, the eye of partridge, I believe it's called. I'm not one. Oh dear, oh my, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Hang on, people. I made the boo-boo. Alright, nothing that I can't go back and fix stitch-wise. But I'll show you. This is what it looks like so far. I'm nowhere near binding off or doing the toe decrease, but that's where I'm at so far. I don't really wear socks this high, but you know, sometimes it's good to be different and try something different. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to try them, and I can wear them when it gets colder with boots or whatever. You know, I figured I'd try something different. Next time I make these, because I really prefer ankle socks, I'll make them a little bit shorter. Alright, that is all of that. And we'll put all this away. I know you'd think with all of that I'd have more finished objects, but I don't. And it's mostly because these are big items. They're shirts and sweaters, so they take longer to do. I know, except for the socks, but I had to take a break from them. They were setting me batty. Alright, next, I want to talk to you, and this is going to go in to Administrati. And I am going to pause this here, because you're going to see something really awesome. Alright, as you notice, you see my little autism penguin that's saying it's okay to be different. And what I want to talk to you about is over at the Penhook Needles podcast, they are doing a cow for autism awareness, because this is Autism Awareness Month. Theirs is running from April 1st to June something. I'll tell you what the date is. And I know that the Fibertown podcast is going along with it, but Emily's will be running to May. But Penhook and Needles, their podcast is running till, let's see here. While I'm talking to you guys, I am getting it up. Theirs runs to June the 30th. And in order to be eligible for any prizes, you need to be a member of that group to be part of their prizes. And anything that you knit or crochet needs to be made in bright colors. All kinds of colors, bright colors. And you don't have to make just one thing for it. People are making multiple things. And this is a cow along that is very dear to Marlisha and her family, as her one daughter has autism. I am encouraging you to join the group and take part in the Autism Cal, because it is true. It is okay to be different. Autism affects quite a number of people these days. And there are different forms of it. And there's different forms of it. And it affects people differently. Some people have OCD with it. Some people have forms of Tourette. So with that being said, the reason I waited to last to show this is, if you guys remember, I was telling you guys last week or the week before, I was working on the monster cowl neck warmer. I was working on that. If you guys remember, this is what I was doing 2 weeks ago. Well, I opted, or maybe it was longer, that I decided to rip the one out I was working on, because I wanted to wait for the Autism cow. So I ripped it out, I frogged it, and I decided to get some Red Heart Unique yarn. No, Red Heart Boutique. Oh my god, Red Heart Unique. Red Heart Boutique yarn. Is it the Parrot colorway, I believe it's called? I'm not starting the tags in the house, but it is very colorful, and it fits in with their cow because it is colorful. And everything is coming off my needles tonight. But this is what it looks like so far. I know it's wonky on the needles, but it'll block out. This is what it looks like. I know it looks dull here, but it's actually very bright. The color isn't being picked up good enough on here, but it is very bright. It has greens and hot pinks and different colored greens. That is my provisional cast on, though. But this is what it looks like. It is brighter than that. And that's why I wanted to wait till later to show you, because it is part of the Autism Cow. And I also encourage you to check it out because George from 10 Hours or Less donated a free pattern for it. So anybody that's part of the group, you can get his awesome cowl pattern. I love it. I love George's patterns. Now my other thing is, I have this yarn. It's Red Heart Super Saver. It's called Bikini. And I just don't know what to make with it. I originally started to make a cardigan with it, but it's too busy for a sweater, so I obviously frogged it. It is very bright orange and pink and yellow, and it has a teal. Now, I do not know what to make with this. I would love some ideas because it's going to go in with the Autism Cow. I was thinking, Marlisha, maybe that little chihuahua looking dog you made, I thought would look pretty cool. Maybe like this, or a hippo. I don't know, maybe an amigurumi. So somebody let me know ideas. I would greatly appreciate it. I have 2 skeins of this. This and 1 more skein in this bag. So let me know. Alright, next. Josh, I don't know. Josh, oh my goodness. Lucas, I'm so sorry. I don't know where I got Josh from. Lucas. I remember I commented you on Instagram about this Lily's Sugar and Cream book. I will post it. I just found the book today. But it has some awesome patterns, more than just dishcloths. Like this little thing right here. And you can make a rug, a placemats. I'm trying to show pictures and not give patterns away. A little market tote bag, a little wine bag, which you don't have to use it for wine. You can use it for anything else. And tea cozies. Now, the things I made that I was telling you about are these right here, these little square things. I used some spare sugar and cream up and made them. So just some ideas for you. And also this is a mix of knit and crochet. This is Strictly Crochet. It's a book I found when I was at AC Moore one time. And it does use some dishcloth yarn. Like, those are dishcloths. I know you can only make so many before you dishcloth yourself out. Oh, I've also made, like, tote bags, purses that I carry. I've made some of those. I have one on my project page if you check it out. Some more dishcloths. This isn't related to dishcloth yarn, but I thought that's just gorgeous. If anybody ever uses crochet, the Aunt Lydia's, that's simply gorgeous. I may try to make it. I've made something similar to that out of the dishcloth yarn, but it wasn't that pattern. Now this one right here, this is made from the Aunt Lydia's. It's in a black. I'm sorry. That would drive my eyes buggy, trying to see where the hole was. I'd need a humongous light there just to see it. Pot holders. I thought those were cool. Alright, that's about it. But I just thought I'd give you some ideas on that. It's on my project page of the lovely little tote bag I made my grandma. Alright guys, that's about everything I have. My week that was last week, nothing really exciting that stuck out. Just getting stuff Easter ready. Say hello. You gonna say hello to you people? No, he don't. He says hi. He's enjoying getting his ears rubbed here. Nothing too exciting. I've been getting back into walking, trying to get back into it now that it's starting to warm up. Last week, like I said, I just went junking. In other words, antiquing. I found myself a gorgeous depression wear plate. And I don't know, some of you that are more experienced, let's put it that way, might remember what's called Anchor Hawking Fireware. No, Fire King. Anchor Hawking Fire King, where like it was a peach, like popular model brand was their Peach Luster. If I can, you'll have some pictures right here. Alright, as you see, again, we're in another location. We are back in my living room. And the reason is two reasons. Number one, somehow I ended up cutting out the last part of this video. And number two, it's too cool for me to go back outside and record the last part of this video. When I was out there recording it, it was getting too cool for me. So I figured I'd come in here and finish the last part of this video. So sorry for the bad lighting. I hope you guys saw those pictures that I posted about my neat little finds. I was really surprised to find them. I actually wasn't looking for them. They kind of just jumped up at me. And yeah, I like my junk, my antiques and all. As I was saying, my week that was my week that was last week. My week that is this week, yesterday, I went out and my Nana and I worked in our backyard. I know some people are going to be shocked when I say yes, my Nana, my Nana who's 89. Anybody that knows my grandma, I'm going to try maybe to get a picture of her. She is in excellent shape for her age, and she still works part-time. Yes, she still works. I don't make her work. It's her choice. She says she's going to retire, as she's been saying for the past 20 years now. But anywho, her and I were out there working. It was a cool day, cool day. Out, the air was cool, but it was just gorgeous. I did the trimming of a lot of the shrubs, a lot of the bushes, and any plants that come back year after year, and any type of shrubbery, words, Nicole, that we have. I trimmed those because it was a very bad, hard winter up here. And just basically clean the yard up a little bit from the winter since it was hard. Like get any debris or whatever else. Clean the flower bed out because I want to get some mulch to put down there. Our tulips are coming up gorgeous. And basically just put out some of our yard ornaments and little doodads that we keep outside. Kind of decorate it for spring. I decorated it for Easter too. So we kind of did that. That's what I did yesterday. Today, I learned something new. I learned if anybody has silver and you want to clean it but you don't want to sit there polishing it, I learned if you get a container, doesn't matter what kind of container, but big enough to put a silver object in it, line the container with aluminum paper or aluminum foil. I like saying aluminum paper, but anyways, aluminum foil. put some baking soda in. We didn't really measure, we just put a lot of it in, and get some hot water. It has to be boiling hot water, and pour it in the container that you got your aluminum and baking soda in, and put your silver objects in there. It will boil like the baking soda will. Leave the silver objects sitting there for a while to soak, and it will stink. Oh, it will stink the high heck. Let me tell you, it's not going to smell good. To me, the stench reminded me of gunpowder. Like, if you've ever gone to a Civil War reenactment, that's exactly what it reminded me of. Or an egg that went bad. It had a very sulfury smell. But anyways, talk about clean your silver. Wow. I've heard about it, but I didn't think it actually cleaned it that good until I seen from my own eyes. The only thing that I did was I took an old toothbrush, and like if you have any grooves, I just took an old soft toothbrush and I went in there to get the loose junk that was up out. And let's just say, wow, it shines it beautifully. And another thing I will let you know is after you're done using the water, it will leave a slimy feel or film to it. Don't be alarmed, but that's because of all the stuff coming off the silver. But I just thought I'd recommend that. I am going to let you guys go, and I will talk to you again next week. I hope you have a great sorry, I can't talk today. A great weekend. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't be afraid to do a random act of kindness for somebody, because you never realize it, but you may actually make their day. They could be having a horrible day, and just as simple, you stop in the store and you go, "Hi, how are you?" Or, "Oh, do you need to get that here? Let me reach it for you." Or if there's somebody you know and you just go buy them something just because, it may make their day. Or if there's somebody you haven't seen in a while, go visit them, pick up a phone and call them. And also treat others the way you would love to be treated, the way that you would like to be treated. Treat others like that, because why not? I always treat everybody the way I'd want to be treated. So until then, I will see everybody next week, and have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
It's early in the morning and this room is a mess. I can't find no matching socks.